folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Heavensward. In the last part, we found Alize. Well, Alize found us, kind of poisoned. Took on Zelfatol. Heard some weird story about a place filled with light. And now we're in Camp Overlook. 7 hells at this rail to appeal to Maelstrom Command for reinforcements. Whatever it is, we don't want any. Well, fancy that! Just when my kobold problems looked like coming to a head, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn turn up itching to pitch in. And bloody brilliant timing is what it is. Right then, let's get to it. Unlikely allies. So our friendly neighbors in New Gomero have got much more aggressive of late, just as you said. Matter of fact, our scouts spotted one sniffing around the stores just now, likely looking to make off with an armful of crystals. I'll be damned if I'm about to let that happen. Lend a hand and help us search the camp for the little bugger, would you? Our Maelstrom friends seem notably more agitated than when first we arrived. Do you happen to know why that might be? Well, yes. A kobold in the camp, you say? That would appear to corroborate Urion J's information, yes, but to be so reckless as to infiltrate a Maelstrom camp and draw attention to their efforts is passing strange. Well, there will be time to think on this later. For the present, we must do everything in our power to prevent Titan summoning. And that means finding and questioning this kobold. Alright, let's search for this kobold. Let's go all the way out here. Does it go down here, though? No, it doesn't. It's not gonna be up there because, well... Hey, Alize. Maybe? No, Alphina's back here. I think it is out here. Ha! Koboldling! Oh, it ran away. Ah! That's the Thornton one. I'm like, oh, we've either got it. No, this is Thornton. This is not Sephiroth. There you are. Stay back! Away! Far back! I'm not. No. It's no use. Pointless. Hopeless. No use! Somewhere. Down here, there you are. Please, don't hurt me. I only wish to talk. Yes, just talk. Getting everywhere but. This was a stupid plan. Stupid. But if I tell no one, then everyone will. Gosh, she found me again. What to do? I come in peace. Only to talk. Speak, say, talk. So please, do not hurt me. So this is our wily kobold infiltrator, is it? No wonder the soldiers were on edge. He could very well give one a bruised knee. Huzzah! We found him! Good work, Scion. Or fine work, Scions. It's a little one. Thought you could sneak in my camp, did you? Plotting to steal my crystals, were you? No. I came to talk. To ask for help. But when your soldiers saw me, they drew their weapons and shouted, and I... Now, let's all take a deep breath and dislike civilized individuals. What is your name, child? Pikmin Gabu of the 620th Order. At least, I will be a Pikmin. One day. Well met, Gabu. I'm Alphino and my sister Alize. Arya, the woman who found you, is our friend. And now that you know our names, we can be friends too. Now, Commander Bloyd in here thinks you want to take his crystals, Gabu. But you said you came to ask for help. Why to us and not to your own people? What happened, Gabu? Can you tell us? No one's gonna hurt you, alright? Not while we're here, I promise. The Patriarch, he's... The Patriarch is gonna summon the Great Father again, and you have to stop him! Beat him! Fight him! Stop him! Gabu's parents said they didn't want it, along with many others, but the Patriarch won't listen. He was so angry, fuming, raging, angry. I flipped some of those around, but you get my point. He said that if they didn't have iron in their hearts, they would serve as coke for the furnace, and then the guards took my parents and the others away, and I haven't seen any of them since. Coke for the furnace? I did not want to believe it, but I have heard tales of Foshi fashioned from the bones of beastmen, which worshippers use in their rituals, hoping to summon more powerful incarnations of their gods. By the 12, that is sickening. No one listens to Gabu, no matter how much he cries, pleads, begs, cries. They do not listen, only talk about punishing the overdwellers and praising the Great Father. Gabu loves the Great Father, but he loves his parents too. So please help Gabu stop the Patriarch and save his parents. Commander, advise Maelstrom Command the Titan summoning is imminent. Should the worst come to worst, we will require their support. Time being of the essence, we three will attempt to infiltrate the kobold stronghold, secure their crystals, and free the prisoners. Well, if you're sure, you'll forgive me if I don't seem optimistic. We'll make ready just in case. I have faith that we may yet stop the ritual. We would surely have detected the associated etheric disturbance had Titan manifested already. But I cannot speak for the prisoners. 12 have mercy. That they would even contemplate sacrificing their own flesh and blood, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers. Time is of the essence. We must see what else Gabu knows and formulate a plan without further delay. Hello. The beast that mourned at the heart of the mountain. I heard the Great Father Titan loves crystals, cherishes, covets, loves them. If we gather enough, he will return. That's why the Patriarch told everyone to go forth and gather them. So I was thinking, if we take all the crystals away, maybe the Great Father won't come? Very good, Gabu. I was just thinking the same thing. Do you know where these crystals are stored? I know. Oh, several spots, each defended by a different order. Gabu wanted to steal them, but he was too afraid to go alone. Yes, too afraid to go alone. But together we can take them away and hide them. Come, Gabu will lead you to the first cache. Oh, look, right on the open. Quickly! You have them all? Good. Lead on, Gabu. This way! Alright. Time is short. If you have the crystals, we should move on to the next cache. Did you hear me, brother? Brother! Aye, it's just that... I'm quite certain that crate once bore its guardian seals. Someone took great pains to remove all traces, but enough remains to make out the pattern. See for yourself. Struggle to imagine kobolds of traveling to Querthus to obtain crystals, much less bothering to conceal their origin. I suspect these crystals were smuggled into Valebrand by another party, most likely a pawn of the Ascians, as Thancred speculated. I don't understand. Who are the Ascians? Do they worship Great Father Titan too? Never you mind about that. As Alize said, we do not have a lot of time. Can you lead us to the next cache, Gabu? Yes, of course. Gabu knows the way. This one is the last and it's very large, very big, very huge, very large. Yep. Though you cast about for a time, you see no sign of the crystals. Confound it. What about you, Arya? Any luck? Nothing! This cannot be! Gabu saw them! Spotted, saw! Think, brother, think! They must have moved them, yes. The question is where to, and why? Within Ogomoro, where they summoned Titan once before and mean to do so again. Is the only explanation. But what about Mother and Father and the others? We have to help them! And we will, Gabu, we will! Stay calm, we still have time. They have yet to call for the remaining crates, yes? If they had, then they would have found the other caches empty and sounded the alarm. Nevertheless, I believe the time for stealth has passed. We must breach the navel and seize the remaining crystals. There's no other way to prevent Titan summoning. But first, give me your crystals. That I might deliver them into Commander Bloyden's custody. We dare not take them into the bowels of the mountain. Alright. Of course I'm like in a fade, so I can't actually see anything. Crystals are, yes. Yes. Thank you. I shall deliver them to Camp Overlook for safekeeping and brief Commander Bloyden of the situation. Pray go on ahead. As I recall, there's an Aether within the Gomorrah mines that should deliver you to the navel. Gabu doubtless knows the way. Wait for me there. I shall rejoin you anon. Strange. Although you eager to remain in the thick of the action. If this is what you prefer, then Godspeed, brother. This way! Alright, we gotta head for Titan's Crystal. Which, of course, yes, means we have to go all the way around and... Keep landing. It's slightly faster to fly, so... Alize? Why you're back there? I take it this is the Aetherite we seek? Right. As soon as Athena arrives, we go. I trust you're feeling suitably heroic, Arya. There's no telling what sort of resistance we'll face in there. Quickly, you clods! Briskly, swiftly, quickly! I will not suffer any further delays! Hi! I'm a delay! Lay down your arms and surrender. We have your crystals. There will be no summoning this day. Overdwellers here? But how did you? Where are my parents, Patriarch? Where are are they? Mother? Father? Coke for the furnace? You monster! How could you? We are but servants of the Lord of the Crags. We are his, and that he may drink of our blood and partake of our flesh, that he might draw upon the strength of his children and defend them from the tyranny of the overdwellers. No, Alize, not yet. I understand, Patriarch. I do. Your fear, your anger, your hate. You would do anything to protect your people. Anything to deliver them from despair. Whatever it takes to ensure that those who threaten you can never do so again. In your single-minded pursuit of this objective, you have brought suffering of your own kith and kin. You have sacrificed the lives of the very people you sought to protect. But it need not be this way, Patriarch. Renounce this bloody course. Cease your attempts to summon your god and work with us, together, to build a lasting peace. Abandon peace to be abandoned at the Overdweller's convenience. Oathbreakers, all of you. Liars, betrayers, oathbreakers. You take, and you take, and you take, and when you've had your fill, you sue for peace. You promise that this time is the last, until you grow hungry again. And when we dare to defend ourselves, you declare that this beast tribe cannot be suffered to live. That our God drains the land of ether and brings naught but suffering, death, destruction, suffering upon us all. I will hear no more lies from you and yours, Overdweller. You've ruined your own land. You'll not ruin ours. I said I'd come for you, and I did! I'm here! I'm here! I'm here! Say something, please! Please. Please! Wake up! 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 Seven hells. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Alphino! Leave him to me. We must away. Why the 12? How could I be so foolish? Should known better than to let Gabu accompany us, given what we are likely to find. His anguish and despair have served to birth a primal, just as surely as the supplications of the faithful. Worse, being born of such tumultuous emotion, this incarnation of Titan seems incapable of naught but violence. We have one cause for optimism. It is that, while many crystals were present, they represented but a fraction of the quantity intended for the summoning ritual. Meaning, the Titan must be far weaker than planned. Be that as it may, he is yet a primal, and the longer we leave him to bleed the ill end of Aether, the stronger he will grow. And should Titan be permitted to leave Ogomoro, more lives will be lost. The Maelstrom will rally their troops, and the cycle will continue. Arya, you know what must be done. Will you face the Lord of the Crags once more? Thank you, my friend. Alize and I will tend to Gabu. When you have finished with the primal, look for us in Camp Overlook. We will be expecting you. So obviously I normally wouldn't show redoing a trial like this, but... Oh god, my buttons don't work! I'm here! I'm here! I'm here! So this is just Titan normal, or Titan hard. It just has special dialogue if you happen to be on this particular quest. I said I'd come! I said I'd come! I'm here! I'm here! I'm here! I missed one. I said I'd come! I said I'd come! I'm here! I'm here! That being said, we are still gonna have to deal with apparently the healer's not actually healing? Question mark? Like, what the heck? Like here. Okay, get smacked. Invincible? Wow. Speaking is difficult, Rennie. Other father! I can't find you! Too far. Oh, those are melee! Oh, cancel for like a... I'm like, things loading. Oh. Ah, I have to go back. Ah, there she is. Did I not tell you she would return safe and sound? The deed is done then. Titan is no more. Good. There has been enough tragedy this day. He has been like that since he regained consciousness. We believe he can hear us, but he has made no attempt to respond. He is almost certainly still in shock, but we cannot discount the possibility he has succumbed to the Primal's influence. Should that prove to be the case, he must be put to death like any other thrall, such as the Alliance's policy, yes. You have the right of it, but we must not rush to conclusions. After all, we once feared that Yosel's followers were beyond reason, and many have since laid down their arms and accepted Ishgar's peace. We can but watch, wait, and pray. Beneath a star-filled sky. There is not to be gained from dwelling on an eventuality over which we have no control, much less one which may never even come to pass, unless tends to more immediate matters, informing Commander Bloyd and the Titan's demise, for example. You may be certain that he will be glad of the news. Would you be so kind as to break it to him? Ah, you're a sight for sore eyes. When the others had come back without you, I feared the worst, but they say that you have matters well in hand. All settled then, is it? I'm glad to hear it. But not half as glad as my men will be, believe you me. Regardless of whether or not he was summoned properly, a primal is a primal, and there ain't a soul in the maelstrom that hasn't lost a friend to one. Don't get me wrong, like, we were all prepared to do our part, but we weren't so naive as to think we'd live to tell the tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that, which, my friend, sounds to me like cause for celebration. Now, I know you have a lot of places to be, but why not stay the night? We'd be honored to raise a glass to the triumphant return of Titan's Bane.
Who goes there? Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas. It's so quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences, yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness, I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. But when Grandfather revealed the whole truth of the calamity to us, I finally understood. And I resolved there and then to continue his legacy in my own way. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve and of the people whose actions I could not understand. There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago, before he left Charlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try, do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the warriors of darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger, of you. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard. Gods! They must have been at each other's throats from dawn till dusk. I dare say you managed to keep the peace, though. Merely being in the presence of the Warrior of Light is surely enough to shame anyone into behaving. The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light. As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on, for the sake of those we hold dear.
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
Well, that's easy for him to say. It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scion's thoughts. and thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Pray do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardor belongeth not unto the Asians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all too delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Very well. Draw her out. We'll make it quick.
It shall be done. What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness. Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
Oh, Arya, I trust you had a good night's rest. I mean, it's the middle of the night, but okay. I was but this moment speaking with Thancred and Ishtola via Linkpro. That's some interesting news to share. Apparently, during the course of their respective investigations, both came across crates which had once borne Guardian seals. It would seem that someone in the capital has been very busy indeed. Accordingly, the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation. Sir Emmerich believes that it is only a matter of time before the culprits are found, but we shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look into the recent activities of the other tribes, in case they too are flush with Ishgardian crystals, and with that in mind, I suggest we pay Urianger another... Wait, where's Alize? She was here a moment ago with Gabu. Oh, Alize. Let me guess. It's time to leave, isn't it? My apologies for disappearing again. If it is any consolation, I've already packed my things. How is he? Brother, Commander Bladen, something tells me you are not here solely out of concern for his welfare. But to answer your question, there has been no change. He will not speak or eat. I'm not even sure if he slept. If he did, he seems none the better for it. He just shuffles about with that same expression on his face. You will look after him, won't you, Commander? And treat him with every kindness? He's still in there. I know it. Beneath the anguish and the despair, he's still fighting with all his heart. He deserves to be given that chance until he comes back to us. Until we know for certain what has become of him. Aye, you needn't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure the better part of the crystals, this could have turned out a damn sight worse than it did. We'll not soon forget that. And nor will Maelstrom Command. I'm sorry, Gabu. I truly am. You should have never been made to. And I know I cannot possibly understand. Mayhap there is nothing I can do or say. The pain, the anger, the helplessness. Hold fast to the memories of other times. Remember them as they were. And when it hurts so much your heart feels fit to burst, let it burst. Let it burst and fill up again with your love for them. And never, ever forget. Come along, little one. I will remember them. And you, Alize, thank you. Have faith, sister. Your words have reached him. In time, he will recover. And those who orchestrated these events will be made to answer for their crimes. A thousand times over, there will be a reckoning. Pray return to the stinking sands. I mean, what? The waking sands. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. We have heard the glad tidings from Milgomero, my friends. By the grace of the 12 and your most valiant efforts, the people of Luminsa may rest easy. I should like to think so, yes. Though we failed to prevent the Lord of the Craigs from manifesting, we did succeed in weakening him, enabling our friend to dispatch him before the Warriors of Darkness could make matters worse. 'Twas by no means an unmitigated success, but it will have to suffice. And let's speak of another matter, one which weigheth heavy on my lady's mind. As thou didst request, I sought out the Giran oracles that we might better understand the aims of the Warriors of Darkness. Though their copious use of allegory defieth any single interpretation, the oracles paint a most disturbing picture, one of worlds parallel to our own, apart yet linked, reduced to ruin with every umbral calamity. 7 times have they succeeded, and then of 10 and 3, only 6 worlds remain. All is as Lady Memphilia spoke unto thee. As for what becometh of these reflections when they and the source are rejoined, frail flesh undone in umbral fires, each soul surrendereth to her call, to flow unto the endless sea, there to endure as one and none. Then if the Warriors of Darkness succeed, everyone in their world will die? In essence, this verse speaketh of the renunciation of the flesh and subsequent return to the life stream. However, this fate may yet be preferable to the alternative, for if the first were to fall to Transcendent Light in the manner of the Warriors of Darkness is described, it would give way into a void wherein none may know either life or death. Far better to die, they reason, for in death there is life. The essence of a soul which returneth unto the source may be born anew, saved. Such, at least, is their belief, I surmise. If that is true, then... God, no one should ever have to make such a choice. Ere we speak further on this subject, I would share with thee another recent discovery. It would seem that sizable shipments of crystals have been delivered into the hands of certain Alamegan parties. Alamegans? Strange. You believe this to be a work of the same Ishgardian smugglers who supplied the beast tribes? I know without a shadow of a doubt, unless thou wonder at their motive, would remind you that the Ascians did once attempt to bring about the summoning of Rhalgr. The individuals who took receipt of these shipments are refugees belonging to a group devoted to the cause of Alamegan liberation. May also interest you to know that their Ishgardian suppliers appear to be none other than the remnants of Eileen Royal's network of spies. Surely you jest, and yet, it's not so surprising. Bereft of leadership and hunted by the Alliance, I can well imagine such villains being desperate enough to conspire with the Ascians, assuming they even know or care who their new employers are. All of which is irrelevant. Forgive me. We must seek out the resistance group, which received the crystals without delay. Arya, Alize, will you come with me to Little Alamigo? Yes, of course. I should like to hear what they have to say for themselves. Firsthand. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. Alpha, no. Alize, Arya, are you three listening? Good. I have tidings. The Temple Knights raided the smuggler's warehouse less than an hour ago. A cursory interrogation of the prisoners yielded confirmation that they were in the employ of, and I hope you are sitting down, yes, a man in black robes. Then you have them. And the crystals too? What few remained, regardlessly, it would seem they dispatched one final shipment in the hours before we struck. 'Twas bound for Little Alamigo, we are told, where it will be received by members of a local resistance group. Since Sir Americ's men no longer have need of my services, I have a mind to head that way. As do we, by happy coincidence. We learned of the shipments but a few moments ago. Ha! And there I was thinking I might finally be one step ahead of the Warrior of Light and her little helpers. Wait a moment, there's more. And I defy you not to be surprised by this revelation. The leader of the Ishgardian smugglers was formerly in the employ of one Eileen Royal, the infamous Ivy herself. Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that... Thancred, with whom else have you shared this information? About the smugglers? No one. As I think I mentioned, the raid was less than an hour ago. I planned to contact the Stola next, but is there someone else you would have me notify first? No, there isn't. Okay. What in the world has gotten into her? It's twice now that we have sought Urianje's aid, and twice she has treated him as if he were a stranger. The Archon was one of Grandfather's most dedicated pupils, and spent as much time at the Leviera estate as we did. He's practically a member of the family. Truth be told, I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise the matter. Later, though. Little Alamigo awaits. Yes. Let's go. Southern Thunderline. I will get to the bottom of this. Oh, forgive me, it has been a long day. Do you have something to say? Urianje? Oh, I've always struggled to understand what's going on in his head. Now, more than ever. Listen, Arya, if anything should happen, it should be me who... Just know that I'm prepared to do what must be done. Right then, to more pressing matters. Since we have no idea when Thancred might arrive, I suggest we see what information we can gather in his absence. Time for question marks! Yay! When we were free. So, to review, we are reliably informed that members of the Alamegan Resistance operating here have taken receipt of several large shipments of crystals, our task being to ascertain who and why. Given the size of the settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here could be wholly unaware of the Resistance's movements. The challenge, of course, will be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders. It would seem sensible to divide our forces. Arya, why don't you question the residents in the eastern half? Alize and I will do the same in the west. And afterwards, we can rendezvous here to share our findings. Okay. Oh no! It's little amigo. I get lost here! There you are. There's one. The resistance. Damn if I know. Not as if I'd be any use to them. You said store by all these tales of secret weapons. Good luck to you. But I'm too old for the masked bedtimes. That is our lot, and it's time we get used to it. Alright, the rest are gonna be down, I guess. Let me guess. Come to join the fight, have you? No need to deny it, friend. You're not the first to answer the Griffin's call. While he's lit a fire near every Alamegan's heart, he's also inspired more than a few old dons to pledge themselves to the cause. Little wonder, Guardians won't stop until we're all under the yoke. I see you there, going around asking questions. Look for the Griffin and his lot, I bet. Seems they're the talk of little Alamigo these days. Folks wondering what he's about. Well, he's got in store for the Guardians. What's under that mask of his, of course. Some say he's hardly got a face, but with all the scars. Others reckon he's been marked for death by the Empire, and that they'd send a bloody legion if they knew he was here. Your guess is as good as mine. Oh look, it was a Verona bird again. Shocking. I suppose I should ask what you learned, but I think I already know. This Griffin seems to be the leader of a newly formed faction within the Resistance, the Masks. Yet despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them. Only that they are the most aggressively militant group to join the movement in recent memory. Did I miss a line? No. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of Alamegan liberation is unrivaled. We can but hope their revolutionary fervor is never channeled in the direction of a primal. Though I feel confident that this is the group which received the crystal shipments, we yet lack proof. Before taking any action, I will speak with the settlement's leaders to confirm my suspicions. It may happen Lys's help while I'm about it. Given that you and Gundebold are already acquainted, mayhap it would be best if you took the lead. Shall we? Aren't you already down here? Much as it pleased me to see you again, Arya, I can't help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. Yeah, you know. The Griffin, I know of him, as do we all. He and his mask have become a leading faction within the Resistance. Though there was suspicion at first, given his secretive ways, he quickly proved himself a charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. Even I cannot help but admire the man for what he's accomplished. I have not forgotten Wilred was blind to the danger of his ambitions, and you were not. The Griffin will soon deliver a speech to our people at the sunken temple of Karn. Go and see him with your own eyes. Weigh his words with your own heart. How convenient. 'Tis but a pity Thancred is not here to join us. You two go on ahead. I shall stay behind and wait for him. I'm just gonna leave out this way to get to Karn. Not even gonna try and find my way through. I was right there, so... Why can't I fly higher? Seriously. Has it begun already? I hear voices coming from within.
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire. In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains. We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight. They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us, and they have murdered us, but no more! Blood demands blood, and the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands. This I promise you. For we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it. And together, we shall see the Alamigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Arbania once more.
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that. Wait, is that...
What are you two doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
Well, well, this is quite the surprise.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
For it is not strength of arms that will win this battle, but strength of heart.
Well then. Words cannot express how glad I am to see you both alive and well. And you, though it was pretty obvious you and Arya would be fine. The Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were and distrusted by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believe that, forgive me, what exactly have you two been doing all this time? Repaying a favor. After the banquet, we had no choice but to flee or die, and we would not have been able to do so without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance. That's right, they smuggled us out of the city and sheltered us in Little Alamigo, all at great risk to themselves. Obviously, we couldn't let that go unacknowledged, so we offered to help them out with their operations for a while. We learned of the Scion's exoneration, that Lolorito had severed all ties with the Crystal Braves, and the General Bond had been reinstated. We resolved to make contact. Having long since discarded our link pearls as a precautionary measure, our options were rather limited. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust a letter to a courier. I gathered from your puzzled expressions, however, that you never received it. To be honest, we thought this might happen. While the Master are happy to let the refugees spread the word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, and we also heard a rumor that the Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs. The Griffin mistrusts the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Curious. It is well known that we are no friends of Garlemald. One would think the man we saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. I should say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impersonator, and a talented rabble-rouser to boot. It would not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man who has made every effort to conceal his identity. Even when we participated in a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. And it's hard to know what to make of it all. The secrecy, the impersonators, the masks. Yeah, Ida. What? It's not as if I'm making all of you wear one. Mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Anyway, when we heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the, For all the good it did. And now you have heard the whole of it, but tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin? Summoning? You're not serious. I can't believe it. Resistance would never never even entertain such a ridiculous plan. But the Griffin, well, the man is an enigma. Cannot say with any confidence what he would or would not do. What I can say, however, is that the speech we heard today was not the first to make a reference to a power capable of defeating the Empire. The Mouse have made such claims of late, I confess I'd assumed it to be mere bluster. In the context of the shipments of which you spoke, it is not possible that they are alluding to a primal. Whatever it is, we will find out together. If anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. Indeed, that is assuming you'll have us. Duh. Honorable heroes. If, as you suspect, the Griffin is indeed plotting to summon the Primal, we must needs obtain confirmation while there is yet time to act. To that end, I propose we question his double. Given his roles as the group's de facto mouthpiece, I should not be surprised if he were one of the Griffin's closest associates. While he may not be aware of the most sensitive details, he can probably tell us the master plans in broad strokes. Like the man whom he impersonates, however, he is wary of outsiders. He will not expose himself without suitable incentive. My plan is as follows. You and Alphina will pose as adventurers fallen on hard times, inspired by his words to take up arms for a noble cause. Eden and I, as members of the Resistance, will recount your tales of your past achievements and testify to your usefulness in the struggles ahead. With our enthusiastic assurances still ringing in his ears, he will decide to welcome you in person and we will arrange a meeting. You will need to look the part that we might maintain a charade until we have him cornered at least. Here, it should be enough to purchase suitable garments from Tailbot and to have him rub a respectable amount of dirt on them for a good measure. Any questions? Well, it seems simple enough. Thank you. And with Arya? Without Arya, let us be off. Blech. You wanna buy what? I know what you're up to, but I don't want no part of it. Well, you're the ones with the guild, and seeing as your friends of Papa Limo. There, tunic and socks for both of you. Tailored and they're treated to your taste. Now off with you before someone sees us together. Oh, good. Clothes maketh the man, as they say. Right then, I will go and change and see you at the spot Papa Limo marked on our maps. Okay, there is an exit, like right here. Okay. I don't know, my inventory is a tad bit full. A little bit full. I need to deal with that, I guess. Oop. Okay. Well, look at us, a pair of down-at-heel adventurers seeking the chance to recapture past glories. Yes, this should suffice. Now we play the waiting game.
My thanks, comrades. You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
A great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made quite an impression on my friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms. I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a Primal. Because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
I'd like to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
Ah, the famous scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot. You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals. You are wrong, however, if you think that we procured them to summon a Primal. We used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Alamegan liberation.
You've got to be joking. Have you gone completely mad? When people find out you helped the Lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the Resistance. Alamigo will never be free.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honorable heroes. It's because the likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Alamigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Emulger?
What? Aside from a lack of crystals? None. But the Beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their god. Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
Then let us be off. Are you perchance the Warrior of Light? Aye, I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave woman can make a difference. You saved me too once. Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed. But that was a lifetime ago. On behalf of my brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none, courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
I just...
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Alamigo comes to a head. Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences. You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
Also, where's Alexandrian Vanguard? What the heck? Corin, Melly said. Do you remember? Forgive me, you cannot expect me to remember every name and face. And besides, it's not as if it matters. I have long admired how you live in the present, how you focus on the problems at hand and always keep moving forward. So let's keep moving forward together, Arya. We must find and secure those crystals. This is no time for looking back. One life for one world. We take the Griffin's double at its word, and the crystals are now somewhere within Zaharok, ready to be put to the use by Al-Mujah. We must apprise Alize of all we have learned. I will join you both in Little Alamigo after I have changed. Yeah, me too. Ah, much better. Now we play the how do I get back in game? Oh, hey, Thancred! Nice of you to join us. Now that Thancred has finally arrived, mayhap you could share your latest findings. You mean to tell me that while we were worrying ourselves sick, Eden and Papa Limo were here all along? Well, still will be relieved. And also angry. Mainly angry, I should think. As for the crystals, what choice do we have? We cannot very well leave them in the hands of the Almaja. For all we know, they could be preparing to summon the Free even as we speak. We must make for Zaharok without delay. Agreed. If there's not else to discuss, let's depart at once. And so they go forth, in accordance with the Griffin's plan. The players gather to assume their remarks on a stage wreathed in flame. Ere long, the curtain shall rise, and the drama of which I am author, gods forgive me, shall at last be performed. Naught else remaineth, save to stand at that already and pray that the chance is seized, for never shall we know what's like again. Oh look, a solo instance. I confess, I expected the warmer greeting, but we must not jump to conclusions, not until we have braved the bowl of embers. Blech. We must be ready to engage the enemy at any moment. If you would make any final preparations, pray do so now. I shall await your signal. Upon proceeding to the Bowl of Embers, we shall do this in the next part because maybe they actually mean it that there will be several cutscenes to play in sequence. So thank you for watching. In the next part, we will proceed to the Bowl of Embers. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and or subscribing. If you really enjoy it, consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps her keep being content like this and more. You can find the links for that in the description. Lots of links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye.